four-time first-team All-American Tiare Jennings in her career in the NCAA. She's third all-time in homers, fifth all-time in runs batted in, and has been dynamite in her World Series career. They are the 2 seed. They are the visitors today against the 4 seed Florida. If Oklahoma wins, they are into the finals. If Florida wins, they will play the if necessary game tomorrow here at Devon Park. Huge moment for Keegan Rothrock, who leads the nation with 32 wins this year, making her 44th start of the season, none bigger. Against Jada Coleman to lead things off. She too is a 4-time All-American out of the Colony in Texas.
Time.
Has reached base 59 of their 62 games and is currently tied with Jocelyn Alo for the all-time Oklahoma runs scored record.
No.
One more to stand alone herself. Takes a strike from Rothrock, 2-2. Sooners are 7-0 so far in the tournament. Florida 7-2. Won an elimination game in the Super Regionals over Baylor. Won an elimination game in the quarterfinals yesterday over Alabama and knocked out the Crimson Tide. And a quick huddle here. You see them, are they exchanging watches, putting the watches on? Those are communication devices with the coaches in the dugout. You are allowed to not only send in your pitches that way, but align your defense as well. Cannot communicate with the hitters. Count goes full to Coleman. .145-7 when Coleman is the leadoff hitter over the last 4 years. This is her 42nd NCAA tournament game, and their walks leader for the team draws one to start things out.
A lot of times you'll see a bat flip or bat throw for a home run, but Oklahoma getting pumped up. They understand the importance of leadoff batter of the game, Jada Coleman, getting on base with the walk and chucking the bat.
Second straight game she has started out with a freebie. And now Tiare Jennings, who hits .403 with runners on base this year.
You got to be careful down in the zone with Tiare Jennings. That bat path, you'll see her hands kind of drop down. She hits more fly balls than anyone in this lineup. Big home run threat.
3 of 6 here at the World Series with wins over Duke and UCLA. She does have a home run. It was the lone run in their win on Saturday over the Bruins. Gets up on the rise, and back goes Kendra Faldy out in center to make the catch, 1 down.
Well, that rise ball is a big part of Rothrock and the way that she attacks her hitters. Really good late sharp movement. When she gets that on the arm side, she blends it very well with a lot of her other pitches. And this is a pitch that she throws for a strike rate at 69%. That's 14% better than anybody else. Really good tight rotation. Just good looks on it, especially when she can paint that shadow zone or that inside part of the plate.
Has thrown more innings this year, and as a freshman, leading the country for the first time since Monica Abbott did it at Tennessee back in 2004.
Yeah, she's thrown 58% of all of Florida's innings. That's the most of any pitcher here at the World Series.
Here's Ella Parker, the freshman from Southern California. 0 for 5 so far at the World Series, has reached with a couple of walks. She and Cassidy Pickering, terrific additions. This freshman class, both working their way into the starting lineup. Big production.
For Rothrock, hitting her spots is going to be key today. We saw pitches bleed into the zone a little bit yesterday. That last pitch as well to Parker bled right down the middle.
Gets the swing and the miss, and a strikeout. Freshman on freshman, 2 down.
Oh, she's got that really good movement. We talked about her rise ball, but she could also throw a curveball, drop ball. She will use that off speed that she's thrown a lot already early in this game. But really painting the corner, her locations is going to be key. She already has very good spin speed.
Ball, how much?
And so the ball has a lot of late movement, but that drop ball, big one to get the strikeout here in this first inning.
That'll bring up Alyssa Brito. Senior out of Tustin, California. Patty Gasso doesn't like to bunch too many lefties or righties together. They actually go left, right throughout the lineup today. 50 career World Series wins. Only Mike Candrea has more than that. And after Coleman gets aboard Florida Gators, and it features the SEC's Player of the Year, Jocelyn Erickson. She had the big bash, a 3-run home run that proved to be the game winner yesterday in their elimination game win over Alabama. They sent the Tide home, advanced today to face Oklahoma, and Erickson third in the lineup behind Wallace and Otis to face Nicole May, 2-0 in this NCAA tournament, 10-2 in her NCAA tournament career for the senior from Pleasanton.
She's done a really good job of limiting free passes this year. One of the keys is keeping the ball in the yard. She's given up 13 home runs on the year.
This is her 10th World Series appearance. She's 1-2 here in Oklahoma City. This is a big moment, a big opportunity for Nicole. Oh, she looked really sharp in her one appearance so far in the postseason. A relief appearance against Florida State in the Supers as Kelly Maxwell, the starter in the first 2 games here, looks on. And the matchup with the All-American Skylar Wallace, 1 for 8 so far in this World Series. Last year's SEC Player of the Year and first-team All-American has really come on strong late in the season. Ball. Florida beat Oklahoma State on Thursday, then got run-ruled by Texas Saturday. And the big response last night to beat Alabama. Wallace driving Coleman back close to the dirt, and on it, 1 down. Holly Rowe.
Well, I checked in with Patty Gasso of Oklahoma on why Nicole May is getting the start today after how great Kelly Maxwell's been pitching, and she said, honestly, she's a senior. She deserves it. She's put the work in to be here and be prepared for this moment, and she believes with all of her heart you cannot do what she did with Paige Parker back in the day and ride her every pitch of a championship series. She believes you need a staff, and that means getting them ready, but she also has full faith in Nicole May right now.
Thank you, Holly. They have used a couple of other arms throughout the course of the season, but May getting her opportunity, as she told us the other day, to make the most of this moment.
Oh, May's a completely different look than obviously Kelly Maxwell is, and if Kelly gets into trouble, you've got to have somebody to go to, someone that has that experience, is comfortable in the circle.
Just the 1 earned run allowed in the last 13 in the third. Here's the 0-2 to Corby Otis. Ground ball to short. Jennings. Not in time. Otis legs it out. 1 out base runner here for the Gators.
This is why Otis has Not just high slug numbers, but batting average. As soon as she makes contact off the bat, she gets down the line. And as a right-handed batter, you don't see this very often. Her understanding, being able to get down the line and turn that into a base hit.
15th infield hit of the season, and here comes Jocelyn Erickson. This time last year, she was in an Oklahoma uniform, helping the Sooners win the national championship. Entered the transfer portal, found a home at Florida, and now back to play against them here at the World Series.
Ball.
And this is the razor's edge between safe and out. There's going to be a slight bobble. Look at right there. She just does not get a good grip on the ball, and just that little bit of a hesitation, that little bit of a bobble. Otis is safe.
Ball.
And that's how quick the game is, right? You're getting down the line in, what,
Yes.
2.6 seconds?
How about the emotion here for Erickson, playing against her former team? A new RBI single-season record at Florida this year with 84, including the big home run yesterday.
Something we see more and more often now that there's transfers, right? Playing against your old friends, teammates.
How about this matchup of the kid that decided to stay in May and the kid that found success somewhere else in Erickson?
Yeah.
Microcosm of college athletics right now.
Absolutely.
And one of the reasons she decided to leave was because of the player behind the plate right now in Kinsey Hansen. Erickson wanted to catch every day. And when you've got one of the best in the business already on the roster, the throwdown sliding in safe is Otis after the strikeout of Erickson. 2 down, and a runner now in scoring position.
Great pick.
She's in there.
Yeah, that foot gets in just in time. But that's a really good pick by Jennings at short. And the foot comes off, but the hand is on the bag.
Now Reagan Walsh.
Ball.
1 for 8 here at the World Series, but has driven in a couple of runs. A chance right here to give the Gators the lead. Seven runs here at the World Series. 3 of them have been scored with 2 outs. Walsh out to left. Riley Boone coming out. It's going to drop in front of her. And Florida has the early lead with a run in the bottom of the first. Otis comes in to score on the Walsh RBI single.
Reagan Walsh, so clutch. Look at this pitch. The changeup up and away. It's off the end of the bat, but she stays through it. Her staying through allows us to get to grass. And I'll tell you what, if you can drop it in front of Riley Boone, that is the perfect spot. Boone, one of the toughest outfielders to drop something in front of. Walsh does it there, and the Gators are on the board.
Oh, and that stolen base becomes massive for the Gators that put Otis in position to score. 2 outs and 1 on for Katie Kistler.
Ball.
And now Reagan Walsh, 3 RBI in 3 games for Florida. Kistler has a home run here. Hit it against Oklahoma State on Thursday. Got out in front, 1 and 2.
May's changeup has really been the pitch she's relied on in this inning. She's got a chase rate of 45% on that pitch.
Kistler rips one down the line. That'll get out of play.
Kistler
Tried to go back-to-back with that changeup, Smithy. Kistler's like, no. Not going to get me twice.
Well, that's because it's more off-speed than changeup, right? Most of her high-velocity pitches are going to be 64 to 66 miles an hour. That changeup is really only 59, 60 miles an hour. There's not a huge velocity variation.
Well, a good turnout today, despite the 3-hour weather delay before the first pitch. First of our doubleheader, the second semifinal matchup, top-seeded Texas and Stanford. 2-2 pitch. Ball. Full count. Missed it away. Ball 4.
I mean, Nicole May was halfway through to the dugout. Kinsey Hansen almost actually rolled that ball back to the pitcher's mound. They thought for sure this was strike 3.
It's a screwball in the outer half.
Yeah, they both thought they clipped the corner there. Instead, it's ball 4. So 2 on with 2 outs for Ariel Kelalewski. Freshman out of Richmond, Texas, who has the second-best batting average on the team in the NCAA tournament. Hitting .350. Had a 2-hit game yesterday against Alabama.
I think that's the pitch that's going to be important for Nicole May, is being able to at least establish some part of the inside corner. She does like to work arm side, but if she can come inside to those lefties, continue to use that changeup, that's where she can keep the hitters off balance. Kelalewski, as we've talked about before, Jess, is very good on the drop ball. Like, very good. Does not swing and miss.
Couple of runners aboard. Walsh at second, Kistler at first. Walsh with the RBI single has Florida on top. In a must-win game for them to force an if-necessary game, which usually would have been played immediately after this, but because of the bad weather earlier today, that would be pushed to tomorrow, which could be huge for Florida if you want to pitch Keegan Rothrock in both games. Oklahoma has the 2 starters that they can go back and forth with.
Got really 6 arms in the pen that they've used all year long. Now, granted, they don't have postseason experience, but you know, we talk about it and we joke about it at times with Oklahoma. Their 7th best pitcher is their offense that puts up multiple runs typically on an everyday game.
There's Carly Keeney out in the bullpen. She has primarily been a reliever this year. Off the end of the bat, the dribbler, the Brito. And that will end the threat, but a 1-0 Gator lead.
As the baseball team for the Sooners. Then he went on to Oral Roberts to be a volunteer assistant, where a new head coach at OU named Patty Gasso was starting a softball program in 1999. Patty asked around, and the old baseball coach at OU said, hey, you should look at this guy, Tim Walton. Sure enough, she got him to join her staff in 1999. He coached there for 4 years before getting his own head coaching program at Wichita State. So Tim Walton is standing on this field coaching against Patty Gasso today because she hired him back in 1999. I love that full circle moment. But I'll tell you this, thanks to our great research department, Marissa Dowling, you did a good job. Patty Gasso is 52-0 against her former assistants.
Oh, baby. Wow. Yeah, 4-0 against Tim Walton head-to-head. As Patty has won 7 national championships. Tim has a couple, so that's a pretty good run for Walton. You win as a player, you win as an assistant, and you win as a head coach. And trying to get Florida back on top. It's been a while for the SEC. Their championship in 2015, the last time. And there has not been an SEC team in the finals since Florida was there in 17 when they lost in the championship. The 17-inning affair with Oklahoma and Shea Knight.
Ball.
So plenty of history between these programs. Tim is about to join Patty in the Hall of Fame. Inducted in the Coaches Association Hall of Fame this coming December.
Ball, outside.
And Cassidy Pickering, second inning in a row here. A leadoff walk for the Sooners.
Well, it's early in the game, but for pitchers, you're always learning the different strike zones, right? The batter's strike zone, your strike zone as a pitcher, but most importantly, the umpire's strike zone, and has not really called that outside corner to lefties. So mental note, if you need a strike, don't go there.
Here's Kinsey Hansen, another one of the seniors. Ball way inside, just scooted out of the way. A .333 hitter in her World Series career, batting over 400 this season. Kinsey, a couple of hits in their Duke win, including a 2-run home run and an RBI single.
Think of the advantage to Jocelyn Erickson behind the plate, how well she knows these hitters, how well they know that she understands how to pitch to them.
Yeah, it was actually Jocelyn this year as a left-handed catcher that won the Gold Glove award. Last year, it was Hansen who was the Johnny Bench Award winner for best catcher. And that got down in the dirt, got away from Erickson, and Pickering over to second base. Score that a wild pitch. RBI opportunity for Hansen. Right back up the middle and gloved in the circle by Rothrock to get the out. Advances the runner Pickering over to third.
Like to have seen Rothrock go ahead and at least look at Pickering. This ball smashed right back at her. She has plenty of time. It's almost like she doesn't even remember that Pickering is behind her. Sometimes that happens in big environments. So important to continue to talk to each other. But, you know, she had her hung up. If she even would have just looked at her, she could have gotten Pickering.
She had her hosed.
Yeah.
Pickering actually stopped like, uh-oh, she got that. She thought it was going to go up the middle.
So now a chance for Riley Boone. Tying run at third base. Senior from Owasso, Oklahoma. A .471 hitter in her World Series career. Has a hit in each of their first 2 games here at the World Series. Boone smacks that to center, far beyond the run, makes the running grab, and Pickering has to return to the base and cannot tag up. She was already halfway home. So after the Florida miscue last play, an oops for Oklahoma on this one.
I can't believe she got to this. I cannot believe she was playing Riley Boone, actually shadowed towards left field and shallow. She was way in, and this ball is smoked. Dead center field. She gets to this, and look at Cassidy Pickering. She should have tagged no matter what. That ball drops, she can score, she can crawl home.
100%, Jess. And she started back and then misread it again and took off toward home. That is a big mistake. And Riley Boone going into the dugout was gesturing toward Pickering like, why didn't she tag up?
Freshman mistake and a heck of a play by Falvey out in center field
I
to get
cannot
to that
believe
ball.
that she got to this ball, Beth. I mean, where she started and where she ended up, the leap to get this, I mean, it felt like she almost sucked the ball back in. That's how far from it she was when she jumped.
She's got those long legs and just great, wow, vertical jump.
0-2 to Sanders and a strikeout to end the threat. And Pickering
so far. I mean, look at where Kendra Falvey starts. She's pulled over to second base, and she gets to this ball that is smoked over her head. Watch Cassidy Pickering. She should have gone back. Instead, she goes. Now, because she has to come back, she does not score. And Riley Boone, you guys, had no idea that Falvey caught this ball. She's like going, why are you still at third base? Good job, where's the crowd? And then someone has to tell her, you're out.
Wow. Boy, did you see, too, Patty Gasso was waving in Pickering, assuming that it would not be caught either. What a grab by Falvey. Otherwise, well, even if Pickering had just tagged up, it's a tie game. Instead, it's still 1-0 Florida as we go to the bottom of the second. And the bottom of the order, 7-8-9 due up. Must-win game for the Gators. And a couple of things go their way early. Out of Montgomery, Texas, a Prep National Player of the Year, an outstanding freshman class for Florida. Tim Walton, after a disappointing season last year, has totally revamped this team. A brand new freshman/transfer pitching staff, and almost a brand new defender at every position in the field and in the batting order, save for Skylar Wallace and Kendra Falvey. And yet here they are, picked to finish in the middle of the pack in the SEC. They rally at the end of the year to win the tournament, and now into the Final Four.
Falvey bats third in this inning, and we've seen it now time and time again. A great outfield catch, rallies a team, but also when he could pick up the bat. Falvey has been struggling at the plate. That's got to give her some confidence.
Brown out to Coleman in center. One down. Hey, we're excited about our next two ESPN films that premiere tomorrow night. If you're a hockey fan, can't miss. 7:30 Eastern, I'm just here for the Riot. Then at 9, no easy victories. The 1994 New York Rangers. It all begins tomorrow night. Nice little NHL double feature for you, 7:30 on ESPN.
Ball.
Here's Mia Williams. Another one of the freshmen out of Windermere, Florida. Three of their 4 infielders are freshmen today, as is the starting pitcher. Mia tried to sell that as if she got hit on the arm, and the home plate umpire, Robbie Guest, either said that hit the knob or she leaned over in front of the plate. Here's our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell. Christy?
Yeah, so what the umpire's looking at here is if the ball is not entirely in the batter's box, the batter has to get out of the way. So he's ruling that the batter did not get out of the way and she was required to.
Yeah, because it hits her hand. It does not hit.
Yeah, that's a good call. It's out over the plate, so ball 2-0 and now 3-0. And now their pitching coach, Jen Rocha, who used to be Tim Walton's pitching coach at Florida until she came back home to Oklahoma a few years ago, is out to talk. So is Patty Gasso.
I wonder if they're asking or inquiring about if that was a ball or a strike when it was off the hand.
It's definitely a ball.
Yeah.
former Sooner pitcher.
In the river over the chalk line.
Yeah, they thought that should have not only been a stay and hit, but a strike. Instead, it remains 3-0. 3-1. For a count.
And Nia Williams looking to walk at this point. Both of those good hittable pitches. I get 3-0 take, but then 3-1, she's headed to first, and that's a pitch she can drive.
Yeah, that's a, and that sends a signal to a pitcher like, hey, she's looking for a gift.
A 170 hitter on the season. And the strikeout. Good comeback for Nicole May from 3-0 to get the whiff. 2 down.
So as a pitcher, you understand when you're throwing pitches through the plate and the batter's looking to walk to first base, it gives you the confidence to be able to throw your curveball middle. And that's exactly what May does, because she trusts her movement. She says, hey, I'm throwing this right down the middle. I'm going to get late movement, because at this point, I don't think Williams is confident in herself.
Little flare down the line, and that's fair, and it gets by a diving Riley Boone. Falby, one of the fastest in the game. They're going to send her home. Kendra Falby touches all 4 of them. Inside the park home run for Kendra Falby. Her first hit at this Women's College World Series, busting out of an 0 for 18 slump.
Wow. Okay, so she makes the catch that steals the run, and now the slap inside the park home run, perfectly executed down the line, but it's the speed and the fact that there's not a whole lot on this. Riley Boone, as soon as she misses it, look at the spin. That just allows it to kick into the corner perfectly. Falby doesn't even need to slide it home so quick to get all the way around.
Had been struggling. I mean, this is a kid who is a 400 hitter who typically tears it up, struggling. She's using her wheels.
Look at her look at it kick into another gear. She gets to second base right here, and she knows. You see her get even faster. She knows as soon as she comes around second, I am going to score.
Look at the relief and the joy from Falby. Spent most of the season up at the Evans yesterday. They thought, hey, let's put her at number 9. Maybe she can trigger something for the top of the order. And she says, top of the order?
She's like, I'm gonna
touch on 4 bases myself.
Exactly.
But what triggered it was that catch. Her making the catch the half inning before. I'm telling you, as an outfielder, when you're struggling, you use that to give you the confidence. Hey, I'm good. I've got so much capability. And that took her into that at-bat. Wow.
Well, I'd take it one step further, too. I'd say it was also Riley Boone not diving for the ball, the first one that was hit out to her. This time, she decides she's going to dive for it with no backup behind her.
And how about Falby? 0 for 20, longest drought in her career until that hit. Amazing.
There's a rocket from Skylar Wallace way back into the bleachers. Solo shot, and the Gators are up 3-zip. Inside the park home run, then way outside the park home run.
How about an exit velocity of 77 miles an hour off the bat? Skylar Wallace, now she's talking to the crowd saying, let's go. This is a Gator team that can score in a lot of different ways, but this is just a pitch that is right down the middle, and when Skylar Wallace's eyes get big, you know that she is going to drive it out of the yard. One of the best in the business of speed, of power. Wallace with her 15th home run of the year. Hear it off the bat.
First home run in this World Series, second of her career, both her World Series home runs off of Oklahoma.
Yeah, the last home run, it was when she played for Alabama. In fact, she hadn't had a hit as a Gator in the World Series until yesterday.
Just 3 for 29 prior in her World Series career. So Wallace and Falby, big slump-busting hits. You go ahead and dance. Corby Otis. Fly ball to Pickering. Side retired, but a couple of home runs for Florida.
Zone. No flex. Zone. They know better. They know better. Wanna go, metal, flex, and a go.
Good morning, everybody. We are here to discuss the SMS.
Making work make sense. LinkedIn knows how.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. Semifinal action, and the first of our doubleheader. Oklahoma and Texas need to win just once to get into the championship series. Florida and Stanford need to win twice. And the Gators, as that Skylar Wallace's folks, or was that Kendra Falby's folks? They both had home run balls. Must have been Skylar's, because Kendra stayed in the park. And a 3-0 lead for Florida. So if they win this game, an if necessary game would be necessary tomorrow. And after a lengthy layoff, Keegan Rothrock back to work against Avery Hodge, and then the top of the order. Hodge gets the start at second base for the Sooners. Holly?
I did catch up with Patty Gasso about Alina Torres's injury update. She took quite a hard hit to the head, but it has trickled some blood down into her eyeball. Until her eye is clear of blood, they're not going to allow her to play because she's struggling to see the field. They are trying to work. Tomorrow they can, but they will not let her play with that blood still clouding her eye.
So Avery Hodge, who has been in and out of the lineup and often used defensively, gets the start today. Whoa. As Torres looks on. She went 0 for 2 in their win over UCLA on Saturday. It is an energized Gator team they are up against right now after jumping in front. No lead is safe, though, with these Sooner bats. And they know a thing or two about comebacks. And are they saying that Hodge stepped out of the batter's box on contact with the ball for the first out? No part of that foot.
Oh,
That's
she's on the plate.
All part of that foot.
That's bad and bad. So you can't be out of the box, but you definitely can't be on the plate either.
Wow. So one down, and here comes Jada Coleman. Comeback wins in their World Series history, by far the most for any team since that first championship in 2000, which they won in their first appearance here. Took them a while to get back, but then things started humming again about a decade ago, and since then it's been a Sooner decade. 6 of their 7 championships coming since 2013. Coleman smacks that the opposite way. Otis driven back, and she'll make the catch with one hand on the fence. 2 down.
Corviotis. Watch her hand come out. She knows the wall is going to be there, but she's trusting that her hand's going to tell her so she doesn't slow up. Nice hard hit ball from Coleman.
Here's Jennings. Well struck ball. Back goes Kistler, and she's got room to make the catch. Sooners put a charge into a couple there, but no damage done. 3-0 Gators. Of game one of the championship series that year to beat Florida and go on to win the national championship. She also had a big 2-run double in game 2 of that series, but oh, what a night that was. 5 hours and 28 minutes for that 7-inning game. There were 496 pitches and 132 plate appearances. That's amazing. That legendary night. After Knighton's home run, Florida had a chance to walk it off. Winning run at the plate, Katie Kivestead struck out by Paige Lowry to end it.
Well, that's what's crazy is you hear 17 innings and you're thinking, oh man, 5 out. Like that's, we were there and it was every inning, you know, 2-run home run, come back tied in the 12-4. Like it was unbelievable.
All hopped up on Skittles and Raisinets and coffee drinks. There's a well-struck ball out to center, and Erickson is aboard against her former mates.
This is where Jocelyn Erickson can get a lot of hits too. It's off the end of the bat. You see how her front foot, watch it step towards the pitcher and on that line. So she's very much on the plate, able to reach that pitch, plop it into center field for a base hit.
Here's Reagan Walsh, drove in a run with a single in the first, a little blooper out to left. Just missed outside. You can hear the microphone on the umpire. Robbie Guest love when the home plate umpire shares some advice with the hitter and the catcher about pitch location. Two and one. That was the second straight championship. After Florida went back-to-back 14-15, Oklahoma went back-to-back 16 and 17. Shea Knighton, Sid Romero, Kaylee Clifton, the Pages, Lowry and Parker. Oklahoma was a 10 seed that year, the lowest seeded team to ever win the championship. That's lashed out to right. Erickson will head to third, runners on the corners. Holly?
Well, Shea Knighton, you got up to bat in one of the most iconic games we've seen here in world history. What do you remember about that iconic at-bat?
Honestly, not much. I'm just kidding. I just remember looking for a pitch that I can drive. Our whole plan the whole time against Barnhill was to look something down in the zone and get to the top. And so I saw something at least knee-high, I think, and I was like, that's good enough. And so I just went for it. I tried to swing hard and do something for my team, and it paid off, and it was really, really electric in here, so it was fun.
We were talking about it today. We think it might have been the greatest game ever in softball. What was it like just to be a part of that night?
It was a lot to be a part of that night. I mean, it was a long night, but it was just something that we weren't going to be denied. I feel like I told you that when you interviewed me back then. We were not going to be denied about what we wanted, and whoever was in our way, and that day it was Florida, they had to get out of our way. So it's a night that I always remember, and it was a fun game. And Cece and I were just talking about it too, of like, this is crazy that we're back playing them again. But being a fan, it's kind of nostalgic. But it was a fun game, it was a fun night, and I will always remember it.
Well, thank you. You'll live in our memories forever. Thank you, Shay Knighton.
Thank you. Go Boomer.
We've got a pitching change going on. Back in a moment.
Those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of, what are those called again?
Kirsten Deal, the sophomore from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is the new pitcher. She was the #1 rated recruit in last year's class. Daughter of a softball-playing mom, Michelle. 2 1/3 innings of work in the Duke game the other day. And now coming on to relieve Nicole May, who went 2 innings, 6 hits, the 3 runs on the board, and responsible for the 2 base runners here with nobody out after back-to-back singles for Erickson and Walsh. Katie Kistler walked her first time up. A run in the first for Florida, and then 2 home runs in the second inning for the Gators. 1 stayed inside the park, 1 definitely did not. Back-to-back from Falby and Wallace. If you know Florida, you can probably guess which one stayed in and which one went out.
Wallace has got speed, too.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's the most exciting play in the game, right? Seeing if that runner can race around and score. Yeah. Touch them all. Oh. That's some good work from Deal.
She's got great late, sharp movement. Does a good job of commanding and controlling the zone.
Induces the infield pop-up, and that's drifted back onto the grass. It's held onto by Hodge. 1 down. Erickson was off the base already at third, so she has to go back.
All sun. See Avery Hodge going back and just kind of loses it for a second, ends up being able to recover and make the catch. I thought that was going to drop in.
Yeah, Pickering had a long way to come because she was deep.
Remember, as Holly Rowe reported earlier, she gets the start today for the injured Alina Torres, who got hurt on a similar pop-up fighting the sun. Oh, 1-1 to Kowalewski, grounded to third her first time up. Gorgeous Devon Park here in Oklahoma City. The 42nd Women's College World Series. 12 national championships for UCLA, 8 for Arizona, 7 for Oklahoma. If Patty Gasso gets an 8th, that would tie Wildcat legend Mike Candrea for the most championships for one coach in history. Another infield pop-up, and Deal is getting it done. 2 down. Holly?
All right, I've got an update for you on Kendra Falby's inside the park home run. So it's never happened here before that our event staff could remember. And so the ball got thrown in, it got lost among other balls, but they got together and thought, well, the parents deserve a memento. So they did get a ball out of the bucket, take it to Kendra Falby's parents. They said, from now on, we will be more prepared for this. We just haven't had any home runs inside the park to know what to do with it. First one they can remember.
Breaking news from Holly Rowe. Our sleuth down there, the Hall of Famer, getting to the bottom of the story. That's the tradition here. Your kid hits a home run, they find the parents and get them the ball.
She's right. I thought the same thing. Has this ever happened here? I don't remember there being an inside the park home run.
Ava Brown over the head of Boone, all the way back to the wall. That'll drive in 1. She's going to try for second and will slide in safely. A 2-out run scoring double, and it's 4-0 Florida.
Ava Brown, the righty, up against Deal is going to get a pitch that she can hit. This is a curveball that's elevated. It does not get in enough. And Ava Brown, that is right in her wheelhouse. Look at the way she stays on that backside, barrels this up, and just bash it over Riley Boone's head. Easily going to score. Erickson, Walsh from first to third.
That's a beautiful swing. That's a tough pitch.
Yeah.
Up like that.
So much of the emphasis on the top of this Florida lineup, and deservedly so. They have been productive today, but a tip of the cap to the bottom. Ava Brown and Kendra Falby both driving in runs. And they have the three-time defending champs in some trouble here in a must-win game for Florida to force an if-necessary game tomorrow. 2 more ducks on the pond for Williams. Not far enough for Smitty to make a dive at it.
I thought you were going to dive.
Jess was laughing at us.
Yeah. It's like 30 feet
She's
away.
like,
You're
you
both
guys
trying to
can't
reach it.
You can't read a ball off a bat.
I just hope. I just want a souvenir.
I just want to see you tumbling down the netting.
Yeah,
I think that would be a fun moment.
My headset cord might keep me up here.
Oh, another one? No, that's way short.
That's even shorter.
Not gonna try. How about the Gators with 2 outs? 7 of their 10 runs here in this World Series. And there may be more. With Walsh and Brown aboard. Both those runs would be charged to the starter, Nicole May. Deal so close to working out of it. Excuse me, that last run charged to May. Walsh at third, also hers. And the strikeout. Couple left on for the Gators, but another run up on the board.
She really hasn't been struggling with contact. She's hit the ball right at people, you know, really even since the SEC tournament, right at someone here, right at someone there. So struggle is just getting to first base. She's been swinging the bat fine. Her work ethic's been good. She obviously dropped it there. Their kid was aggressive, and obviously she got her first home run at the College World Series.
You guys are having some resilient at-bats right now. 7 of your 10 hits are with 2 outs. How is that really manifested today?
Well, you know, it's one of those things that when you get to the College World Series, you got to be able to hit with 2 strikes, and you got to be able to hit with 2 outs. It's the only way you're going to have championship DNA, and I think our kids are really starting to embrace that. I've told them we got to go a little bit earlier in the count, but so today, obviously, we're very fortunate. We got to hit the ball really well to all fields, and that's just a testament to the plan we put together.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Go Gators.
Thank you very much, Holly and Tim Walton. And for Florida, the damage done with 2 outs. How about the Oklahoma Sooners? They are 0-8, have never won in their World Series history when trailing by this much. Let's see if they can rewrite that. Otherwise, we have an if-necessary game coming tomorrow. Still got time, top 4. Against Keegan Rothrock, who has not given up a hit the first 3 times through, has walked a couple. But that's it, a base runner in the first, 1 in the second. Went 1, 2, 3 in the third. Here's 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Hey, the Women's College World Series Finals get underway on Wednesday. So from our double elimination format, we go best 2 out of 3 in the finals. Wednesday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Thursday night, 8 Eastern ESPN. And then Friday night, 8 Eastern ESPN. Go to NCAA.com for more. And there's a base knock for Ella Parker, and it's the first of the day for the Sooners.
She has such a beautiful swing. And we've talked about a lot of freshmen between both of these teams, the impact they've made on their teams. Oklahoma definitely has that in Elle Parker, and this is just a nice job inside out. Hit really hard out into the outfield for the Sooners' first hit.
Here's Alyssa Brito. They are capable of putting up big crooked numbers. They are #1 in the country batting average and on base, #2 in slug, #3 in scoring, and a lot of those courtesy of the home run ball. In this NCAA tournament, every Sooner starter has an extra base hit, a run batted in, and a run scored.
7 hitters with double-digit home runs. I mean, there's no place to hide when you look at their order.
Brito got under it. Falby. 1 down.
Well, that's what you need. You need good spinning pitches that you get them to miss hit. Can't worry about striking them out. You got to try to pitch from ahead. Get them to go after pitchers' pitches.
Well, there's been a lot of hard hit outs from the Sooners, and Keegan Rothrock has not let that affect her. Still pitching strikes.
Ball. Here's Cassidy Pickering. Walked, got all the way around to third base, and then had an opportunity to tag to score a run, but misread the play and ended up getting stranded there on an incredible catch out in center field by Kendra Falby off the bat of Riley Boone. Patty Gasso talks about how she and Parker, who's down at first base, they hit like veterans. They are inquisitive, asking all kinds of questions of her assistant coach / son, JT. A very mature approach at the plate for both of them. Eighth season now as an assistant.
Both protected by really good senior hitters behind them.
That could be 2. Wallace tried to turn, but a little slow initially from Mia Williams. Looks like she wasn't sure if she was going to first or second.
Well, and I think she was going to possibly think about trying to tag Parker, but Parker is very fast. She's sneaky fast. And so I think when she gets it, there was a little hesitation before this throw over. By the time Skylar Wallace gets it, she knows that there's no opportunity to try to get Pickering. But they get the lead runner, and that's what's most important.
Here comes Kinsey Hansen. First pitch swinging off of her leg. 62 games played, 62 games in which they have scored. Not shut out at all this year. It was just a 1-0 victory, though, on Saturday over UCLA, a Jennings home run. So their bats have been quiet for a couple of games now since they beat Duke on Thursday, scored 9 runs, hit 3 homers. Hansen, one of those home run hitters. Ball. 1-2.
Boy, that's a curveball that's supposed to be on the outer half of the plate, and it actually almost looks like a backdoor curveball jammed up Kinsey Hansen.
Yeah, no, it comes out of her hand almost like a screwball when she misses it. It comes into the righties even though it's a miss.
Yeah, and so that's, when you're early on that, your hip is early, it comes out of your hand off the side.
One-two from Rothrock. Blocked by Erickson.
You're safe, you're safe.
Pickering able to get down to second.
This is such a great read from Cassidy Pickering. This is not a straight steal. This is just her reading down angle. And as soon as she sees that ball's in the dirt, I mean, she takes off and goes. Watch the read on this. She's not even that far off the bag, but gets down to second base very quickly.
She's gotten into scoring position now twice today on wild pitches. And the count goes full to Kinsey Hansen. With Riley Boone on deck, and wouldn't she love a shot at some redemption?
Kinsey Hansen asking if that was a strike. That's how they've been getting her out. Coming inside, right on that line. She's trying to protect that pitch, but her zone to slug is middle away.
Hansen right back up the middle. Pickering being waved in, and Farby bobbles out in center. And Oklahoma has a run on the board. RBI single for Kinsey Hansen with 2 outs.
And I think Florida gets lucky actually on this pitch because it is in that zone for Kinsey Hansen. But Hansen's approach with this 2 strikes, she's got a 2-strike swing, able to get the pitch middle away that she wants, drives it back up the middle. First run on the board for the Sooners.
Now here at the World Series have come with 2 outs, and here's Boone. Riley launched that laser out to center field, but Falby robbed on the run.
It's deceptive. And she had been in the 9-hole. You know, she's a 400 hitter. I'm always asking Coach Gasso, how do you have a 400 hitter in the 9-hole? And she says she's just good. She's the coordinator of chaos. But then moved her up because she said, you know what? She has the ability to hit runners in. And she wanted more of that in the lower half of the lineup.
Yeah, what was she telling us when we were there for Bedlam? Sometimes it's a hot bat. Sometimes it's who the opposing pitcher is. Sometimes it's lefty-righty. In this case, she was swinging a better bat than the 2 people in front of her, so up she went. And then she said sometimes it's to send a message. And the message delivered to both Torres and Sanders, because after they dropped, they hit home runs.
Right.
Yeah, the games we all play. And for a strike, full count from Rothrock. Boone. Fly ball out to Kistler, and she's got it. But the Sooners strike. It's a 4-1 ball game.
Change.
They were just tagging Nicole a little bit, just hard hit balls. So if we could keep ourselves within 3 runs, we have a chance. I mean, we can't let it get too far away, and KD's done a good job thus far.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Patty. And back to work now for the Florida Gators. Kendra Falby will lead things off.
Put a clock on her. Kendra Falby getting around the bases. This is what I love, is when she kicks it into that next gear. And I'm telling you, elite speed. If you can get under 14 seconds home to home, hitting 19 miles an hour. That that is just fun to watch. A huge part of our game that we have, an inside the park home run.
And she will lead things off. For you old-timers out there, that's Caitlin Lowe-esque. That's Natatla Washi-like.
Yep.
Watley-like kind of speed for Falby. The first inside the parker for anybody here at the World Series since 2014.
Ball, how much?
They did not look like themselves the first 2 games here. One of the best offenses in the country was shut down. They woke back up yesterday, and they are noisy today.
Deal working that backdoor curveball in the inner half to hitting the back edge of the strike zone.
2-1, slow roller to Jennings. She's got to hurry. Throw is offline, and Falby is aboard again.
This is what elite speed will do to you. And Tiara Jennings, one of the best shortstops in the country. But Falby, we showed her home to home, but how about home to first? Tiara Jennings knows this, tries to get rid of it super quick, ends up going wide right. Just the 3rd error on the season for Jennings. Actually, they give her a hit.
Wow, that should have been a throwing error, but a hit. And how about what Tim Walton was telling us? When Falby goes, we go heavy. When Falby and Skyler go, we can run rule you. And today, Falby and Skyler are going. And it's been heavy. And look at the numbers for the duo. Usually it's 1 and 2 in the order. Today it's 9 and 1 in the order. And they have both homered.
Well, I would say I do like them when they're back-to-back.
Yes.
I just think they run very well there. I like Skyler Wallace in the leadoff, so Falby in the 9-hole. And obviously, she's not going to get as many at-bats in a game. But this is what you want.
Boy, momentum's such a tricky thing. Just a total turnaround overnight. Wallace has driven in Falby 58 times in their 3 years together. Out of Woodstock, Georgia, she started her career at Alabama in 2019. Then the COVID year, then transferred, had to sit out a year. The rules were different back then. And a strikeout there for Deal, sits her down, 1 away.
Those are back-to-back changeups. The first one was in the dirt, non-competitive. She comes back with it again. This one she puts right through the zone. And she gets Wallace to swing right through that.
Second strikeout for Deal here in her 2nd inning of work and relief of the starter, Nicole May. Corby Otis. Falby does have 19 stolen bases on the year, but it's risky to run on Hansen, and you really don't want to take a potential runner away from their big bats here in the middle of the lineup. Otis out to Coleman. 2 down, Holly Rowe.
Well, you keep talking about Kendra Falvey's speed, and she's shown it today, whether on the base paths or at the wall with that great catch. She told me that when she was a little girl, she was in a fun run in elementary school with the boys, and when she beat everybody, including all the little boys, she was like, dang, I must be pretty fast. She's known since then. She's had a lot of confidence with her speed, and that's what's really helped her here today, kind of get out of that slump, get back on the base paths using that speed.
Yeah, she was 5th in the country this year in hits, a lot of those infield hits, including the one here this inning. Putting pressure on that defense. Here's Erickson, singled and scored in the 3rd.
Ball.
Fouled off.
Yeah, and I don't think you run her in this situation until Erickson gets to 2 strikes. I think once Erickson gets to 2 strikes, I would send Falby, because even if she is thrown out, Erickson would get another at-bat.
Jocelyn now 3 for 7 at the World Series. 2-2. All right, let's see if great Smitty minds think alike here. Big day for her yesterday. The 3-run home run proved to be the game winner. Full count.
She will be running.
I think I agree with you on that one, Michelle. I think she's going to go this time. Second full count of the day for Jossie. Walked her. 2 on with 2 outs for Reagan Walsh, who has an RBI single today.
Seen this part of the plate, Smitty, be very consistently not called against lefties. That is a ball off the plate.
It is. Yeah. And you're right, it has not been called for either side.
Deal in disagreement.
We saw May on the same pitch almost walk off the field. She thought it was strike 3.
Jen Roach is going to come out for a chat. First game of the day for us. Remember, if Florida wins, these same 2 teams, an if-necessary game tomorrow, still to come tonight. The top seed, Texas Longhorns at 2-0. They beat Stanford in their opener here, 4-0 on Thursday. The Card will seek revenge. If Texas wins tonight, they are into the championship series. If Stanford wins, then we might have a couple of if-necessary games tomorrow. So teams that need to win twice, it's happened 10 times in 30 years, but 4 times in the last 5 years. It's become a little more popular for the teams coming out of the losers bracket to win. Florida has done it before, by the way. They beat Florida twice in 2011 to get to, or Alabama to get to the finals.
And I think the new format bodes well moving forward. A little more rest time for the pitchers.
Here's Walsh with 2 on.
Ball.
Both of these clubs outstanding here in Oklahoma City with their 2-out run production.
Ball down.
When they've been heavy curveball, off-speed drop, really using both those pitches. Not a whole lot upstairs.
Walsh gets a hold of one. That is drilled, and it's gone. 3
267 feet. And it was a 2-0 pitch. She was hunting middle in, and you could tell this was the location she wanted. Perfect hitting count. She got the pitch she wanted on a tee. Oh, beautiful swing. The Gators up 3 more runs.
Yeah, that is technical and tactical. So a ball in the dirt off speed, 2-0 count. Knew what she was looking for, knew the opportunity was going to be there, and just exploded on it.
The Florida Gators up 7-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Inching closer to the if necessary.
Ball.
The Oklahoma Sooners have won 20 games in a row in the NCAA tournament, dating back to a couple of World Series ago. And this now their largest deficit in 3 years.
Ball.
Well, I'm sure there's some people out there are going to question why wasn't Kelly Maxwell started on this day? And
legitimate,
yeah,
Monday morning quarterbacking. Yes.
Yeah. And you know, I think part of it is that Patty's trying to get Coach Gasso's trying to get other pitchers prepared. But the risk of that is this: that you potentially lose a game and have to go to an if necessary game.
She talked to Holly Rowe about Nicole May being a senior and that she had earned this moment. Well, guys, really cool moment right now. John Walsh, Reagan's dad, and mom are getting the ball right now. And John was a terrific quarterback for BYU, the Cougars, back in the day. He was a high prospect. He's got his phone out. He's videotaping mom getting the softball right now. But I talked to him before the game, and it's just a cool full circle moment because I actually got to cover him when he was playing and won the Copper Bowl for BYU. And now here he is. His daughter is hitting home runs at the World Series. Pretty cool full circle moment for the Walsh family.
That's awesome.
How long you been calling football games, Holly? Nah, that's the best tradition that we've got here is mom and dad getting those home run balls.
Funnel cakes are a close second.
I think pitchers, families, maybe should strike out balls.
They're usually the most stressed, too.
We can't find the pitchers, mom and dad. They're hiding out in the...
They're biting their nails.
Yeah, they're walking pacing. The concourse.
They're back at the hotel watching TV. They can't.
That's true. That's what my parents did. My mom would be at the very top of the stadium praying, and my dad would be walking outside the stadium.
Oh, there you go. Could save it for him for after the
That's
day.
right. That's right. The traditions. So and that's why we call this a bucket list event, right? If you're a softball fan, you got to come here. There's so many different things to enjoy.
And you watch history being made.
Yeah.
Like this, what Florida is doing right now, the senior class for Oklahoma is 38-3 in their NCAA tournament history. JMU, UCLA, and Florida State, the only teams to ever beat them in the postseason. And the Gators have them on the ropes right now.
Now we'll even pay off your phone when you switch.
Gators are getting up, getting down, and they are running all around those bases right now. 7-1 lead over Oklahoma. The Sooners have won 20 in a row in the NCAA tournament, the longest streak in history. UCLA got them here at the World Series in 2022. Not a postseason loss since, and that is in jeopardy. Looking to rally here in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. They will start with the bottom of the order here, Sid Sanders. Sooners have a little wiggle room. They can come back and play tomorrow if they lose this game. As she flies out to right. You know, the confidence and momentum, right, in softball and at the World Series is a funny thing.
It is a funny thing.
Because everything's so huge, so you feel everything grander. You feel the moments, and so you see them screaming, throwing bats on walks, but then on the flip side, put up a bunch of runs, it hurts.
It's how quick sometimes doubt can start to enter. Whether or not you're a pitcher or a hitter. So I've seen so many programs this year with mental coaches, right, or that really working on the mental side of the game.
Well, the one thing the Sooners do have is a ton of experience with 10 seniors on the roster. Half of those have been here for 4 or 5 years, which means they've been playing not only in the World Series, but in the Championship Series every year.
Yeah, they literally don't know what it's like to lose the last game of their season.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No senior class has ever experienced that.
Still to come, Texas and Stanford, both those teams looking for their first championships. Stanford has never been in the finals. Texas was there a couple years ago. Looks like Rothrock maybe got some dust or dirt in her eye.
That's a teammate right there.
Holly?
Okay, well, I heard you talking, so I followed up. Rothrock's parents are front row and center. They are not your wilting parents of the past. They wanted, they said if they could be behind home plate so they could see every pitch for themselves, they would be. They are locked in.
Nice find.
That's awesome.
I shouldn't say wilting parents of the past. I was trying to be funny. You know, Michelle. The pitching parents can be nervous, but they are not.
100%.
Self-correct.
No, the over-under on the nervous parent versus the I'm going to be there and cheer parent. Yeah.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Hodge looking for a gapper. And on the run, it's off the glove of Kistler and down on the dirt. And Oklahoma has a base runner for the top of their order. With one down.
I got you, Cam.
And here come all the boomers.
And Avery Hodge, this is a 2-strike swing, by the way, and her finding this gap. I can't even believe Katie Kistler touched this with her glove. This is a double all the way. Nice hustle from Kistler, but also equal hustle from Avery Hodge in the 9-hole on second base for the top of the order.
Patty Gasso talking with Jada Coleman. Historically, when you talk about tops of the order, Coleman and Jennings are on the very short list of the best to ever do it. Both have played with the U.S. national program. Falby calling for it, getting over into left center to make the catch. 2 down. Big out for Rothrock to get right there.
That is huge.
Sooners looking for some clutch. They are just 1 for 11 today with runners on base.
Now batting shortstop number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
Here's Jennings. He is 0 for 2. Couple of fly-outs. in for a strike, 1-1.
Got to be careful with that pitch, too. Tiara Jennings just missed hitting a home run. Her last at bat drove to the warning track in right field on a pitch middle to outside.
Ball.
And that's a good look. Curveball. She gets it on the plate. Tries to expand the zone, get Jennings to bite for it, but Jennings says, no, no. Not going to fool me with that.
Jennings sends one out. Back it goes, and it reaches the wall and goes over. Opposite way for a 2-run shot, and the Sooners are back in business.
2 home runs in 2 games for Tiara Jennings, and they're both very similar. Line drive shots, just barely clearing the wall. And for Tiara Jennings, what we just talked about, that middle to away zone, that is the zone. I love that she took the pitch prior, the one that was off the plate, to get the one on the plate. See her hands drop down, meet this pitch low on the zone, and it's gone before she's even halfway to first base.
Home run number 97 in her career. RBIs number 310 and 311. So she's 3rd all-time in home runs, and now she's just 4 RBIs shy of Laura Espinoza, moving up to 4th all-time in RBI. And more directly, it's a 7-3 game.
Yeah, and a 2-out hit for the Sooners. I mean, that's how big Hodge getting on base with that double. Starting to strike the ball, really barrel it up.
In her 900th career plate appearance.
Wow.
Wow. 900.
900. This is her 22nd World Series game. She's played like a third of a season just at the World Series.
Wow.
Ball.
Home run ball. Finds a home.
97 of those at home.
Running out of room.
Ball.
Wait, 97 home runs and 900 plate appearances? Is that, what is that, about 11%?
Yeah.
Did you just do math?
She did. No,
math.
somebody whispered that in my ear. I could have gotten away with it, though. Off the glove of Wallace, and it skids out into left.
That ball.
And now Sooner Nation making some noise.
That ball hit hard, 75 miles an hour off of the bat. It is scorched the opposite way, and I think that's one that Skylar Wallace wishes she had back. Definitely catchable. But that is hammered at her.
There has not been any activity out in the bullpen at all today for Florida. Score that one a hit, by the way. As Chelsea Dobbins, the pitching coach, talks with Rothrock. 3 hits in the inning, including the Jennings 2-run home run. And now you got to deal with Alyssa Brito. First team All-American.
This Oklahoma team adjusts very well, and they have been very curveball heavy in this game. I wouldn't mind seeing them throw a couple of rise balls instead of wasting that curve and trying to expand the zone horizontally. Go vertical. You know, give them a little bit of a different look. Continue to use the changeup, the off speed. And during that break, they actually took Ava Brown out so she could go warm up. She would probably be potential next pitcher, so in the pen. So Avery Gels is now at first base so that she can warm up.
Sooners trying to chase Keegan Rothrock. Brown's last appearance was against Texas a couple nights ago, gave up 3 home runs. had the 2-run walk-off single to run-rule Duke on Thursday night. Oh. And now 3-1.
Giving these Sooner fans something to get loud about. They've been very quiet this game.
Rock out of the chase, full count. 90th pitch coming up. Third walk of the day. 2 on for Pickering. And nobody celebrates a walk like the Sooners.
Now batting right field, number 7, Anthony Pickering.
First pitch swinging, Pickering right back to the pitcher. Following the walk, she swings at that first pitch.
Day on Fox.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Star Wars: The Acolyte. 2-episode premiere tomorrow, only on Disney+.
Couple of runs on the board for Oklahoma in the top of the 5th, but they still trail Florida, whose bats have come alive in the last 2 games. 13 runs scored. And today, 7 of those runs on 9 hits. They have scored in every inning. And Ava Brown, who started out the ball game at first base, stays in there as the DP, so that she could still also come out of the bullpen if they need a relief pitcher. 1 and 2 already today with the RBI double. 7, 8, and 9 coming up. She stays in the same spot in the lineup. Florida is now 6 outs away from forcing an if-necessary game tomorrow, which would be winner take all for a spot in the finals. We had a 3-hour weather delay earlier, and that has affected the schedule. So usually this would be a double header, but because of the delays, that if-necessary game pushed back to tomorrow, so we can make sure that we get in the other semifinal tonight, Texas and Stanford. Their if necessary would also be pushed back to tomorrow, trying to keep it fair. Tuesday is a scheduled day off anyways, before the Champ Series on Wednesday. There is a Venn diagram online if you need that to follow along. Get your protractors out for your brackets. Here's the 3-1 to Brown. And now a full count. Kirsten Deal came on in the 3rd, continues here in the 5th. The start for Nicole May. Kelly Maxwell, the starter in the first 2, did not get the call to start today, and the walk here for Brown.
The Gators have scored in every inning. I mean, this offense that we talked about that was a little lackluster early in this tournament has definitely showed up. They look more disciplined. They're not chasing pitches out of the zone. They're barreling balls up.
Well, if nothing else, too, that home run for Tiare Jennings significant. You get farther away from a run rule so that Oklahoma can possibly see more of Rothrock tonight or this afternoon.
Pinch hitting number 18, Emily Wilkie.
Emily Wilkie is the pinch hitter here for Florida in the 8th spot. She'll drop down to sacrifice, and it's a good one. The pinch runner, Brooke Barnard, over to second. And here comes Falby and then Wallace. Kendra is 2 for 2. A single and an inside the park home run after an 0 for 20 slump in the postseason.
Ball.
I like this move from Tim Walton, getting in the mind of Skylar Wallace, her approach, making sure they're on the same page.
Boone on the run, gets there. 2 down. Skylar Wallace, a fly out, a home run, and a strikeout.
Number 17, Skylar Wallace.
32-1 when Falby and Wallace both score, as has been the case today.
You don't see a defensive change very often, 2 outs in an inning. That's the respect that Skylar Wallace gets. New right fielder Hannah Core goes out to replace Cassidy Pickering.
Now playing right field for Oklahoma, number 27, Hannah Core.
Ball.
I think one of the things Tim Walton was talking to Wallace about, she struck out on the changeup, the off speed. They'd given that to her a lot. So understanding, okay, what are we going to do with that? Are we going to take that pitch, or are we going to sit that pitch? Either or, but don't get caught between.
Yeah, and that's where it's hard, because Deal is this lefty-lefty matchup. She's throwing that curveball inside, that curveball away. And to hit that curveball inside, sometimes you got to be early, you got to be going, and then that changeup shows up.
Wallace gets into another one, and that one is gone. Another home run for Skylar Wallace. This one a 2-run shot. Off of 2 different pitchers today, she unloads.
You guys, she was sitting changeup. So Tim Walton comes over, talks to her. They have that conversation. She takes the pitch that she normally swings at. This is a curveball, hard away, doesn't even flinch. She is sitting on this. She wants 58. She wants changeup. The pitch she struck out on, same location. Her at bat before she hits out of the park for a home run to put the Gators up 2 more runs.
Skylar Wallace, an amazing year last season, came back for another go-round this year, was doing all right until she got into April and found herself in a big-time slump. Told us at times she was crying herself to sleep, couldn't figure out what was going on. But nobody works harder at her craft than she does, and just kept getting after it and getting after it. And then finally, after they were embarrassed in a run rule loss to Florida State, everything turned around and she was one of the sparks. Tim Walton said, we turned up the volume. They won 9 of their last 10 games, all against ranked opponents, rolled into the SEC tournament, won the championship, and it's been her leadership showing here at the end of the year.
And not just swinging freely. As you take a look, Skylar's grandma trying to hold back the emotions. She is proud of her granddaughter, but it's also the approach, of the plan. You've hit one home run, but don't quit there. Keep that approach going.
Oh, outside.
And wow, some shock right now on the Oklahoma side. How about this? After the walk, the run rule comes into play for Florida. Jocelyn Erickson, the former Sooner, could walk it off right here with a home run. The Sooners have never been run ruled in their World Series history. And in 218 games in the NCAA tournament, you got to go back to 1995, the last time it happened to them. Oh, their 20-game NCAA tournament record, win streak, a record in serious jeopardy. As the three-time defending champs seek a four-peat. Inside corner, 1-2.
And it is interesting that they remain with Deal in the game. That's exactly what you were talking about a little bit ago, Beth. Kind of go back to 1995. A long way back, but you know, knowing that they would, if they lose this game, they will face Maxwell. I'm surprised maybe they haven't gone to a right-handed pitcher just to give, the Gators a different look, potentially.
Now we saw Carly Keeney warming up earlier.
Keeney's done a good job in relief situations. She rolls a lot of ground balls.
What a turnaround it would be for Florida. They got run ruled themselves on Saturday night by Texas.
How big this is for Tim Walton. I mean, Holly Rowe talked about it at the beginning, you know, him getting his coaching career opportunity with Patty Gasso, but he's never beat her here. He knows that.
These two had one of the most memorable championship series ever in 2017, which Oklahoma won in 2 games, including a 17-inning affair.
Oh.
(52-0) all-time against her former assistant coaches.
Think about how many assistants she has to be 52-0. That's not just a few teams. A lot of people that have coached under Patty Gasso.
Big tree.
It's like the Nick Saban effect, right?
Yeah. He was a good second baseman, by the way.
Mendoza.
Dropping the knowledge.
Wow.
And he coached football, I guess, too.
Yeah, for a bit.
Allegedly. That's the rumor. That is the rumor. Hope he's enjoying his retirement by watching a little softball.
Yeah, especially since the Tide was here representing.
Yes. 8th pitch of this at-bat for Erickson. Kirsten deals.
Ball.
Full count.
How about Erickson down at 0-2, works it all the way back to full.
How about the portal pickups of Otis and Erickson for Florida? Just have been incredible at the plate. Erickson also catching for their young pitching staff. Pops it up. Sanders has it. 9-3 Florida. Another at bat to come for Oklahoma.
Ball may be on his way to Omaha. Yes, indeed. The field will be set. Who will make it into the College World Series? And they're one step closer to Omaha.
What's at stake for the Oklahoma Sooners? How about a 20-game win streak in this NCAA tournament dating back to the 2022 World Series? That's the longest in history. And for this senior class that has won 3 straight championships, just extraordinary in the postseason. They are 38-3 over the last 4 seasons. On a quest for a 4th straight championship that has never happened before in the 42-year history of this tournament. Florida's got them in trouble right now, trying to force an if necessary game between these 2 teams tomorrow. Unless the Sooners rally to win it, they are into the championship series. Hansen with the leadoff single.
Hansen knew exactly what she was hunting, and she saw it first pitch and just matched it. Third time through the order. So important to mix up your tools in your tool bag as a pitcher.
Here's Riley Boone.
Ball.
Wallace going back, and it's going to drop over her head. Back-to-back singles.
Wallace upset with herself on that one because I don't know if she would have got to it anyway, but I think she thought Corby Otis was closer, so she pulled up. Watch the read on this, by the way. Beautiful drop step, goes back. Wanted to dive, but I think she thought Otis had a chance. No man's land.
You can tell the Sooners have a look in their eyes as they step in the box, that focus. Patty Gasso had them pulled together in between the inning, just talking with them.
They have the record for most comeback wins in this tournament. This group has not seen a deficit like this in the last 4 years. Their 3 losses have been pretty tight. And now Ava Brown heading out to the bullpen.
Ball.
Just in case. Rothrock has been their primary arm throughout this World Series. And 6-2 in the NCAA tournament.
Ball.
She remembers as a kid watching that 17-inning game as a fan. Sydney, half of her hits are homers, including this one on Thursday.
And when she gets a hold of him, that's the threat that she brings. So much power. A lot of swing and miss, a great eye. 3 outcome player, home runs, walks, strikeouts. Half her hits are home runs.
Transfer from Arizona State, where she was an All-American. Offensively, just hasn't been able to match those numbers, but Patty Gasso loves her defense. and loves her ability to change a game with one swing. Back-to-back singles, Hansen and Boone aboard.
Challenging her on the inner half. That home run that she hit was a low and outside pitch. And for Sanders, you got to be careful that you're not too jammed up here. Potential roll a double play ball.
Sanders strikes out. Rothrock got her. One down.
Rothrock goes back to that changeup. It's her third strikeout of the day, and this one she's just going to pull the chain on it a little bit. It's got good over-the-top rotation, so after a couple of hard pitches on the inner half, the off-speed in that same location, she picks up the strikeout.
Avery Hodge doubled and scored back in the 5th. Fouls it off, 1-2. Oklahoma and Texas coming into the day in the winner's bracket, the top 2 seeds. Interestingly enough, in 18 years with a championship series, #1 has only played #2 once in the finals. Back up the middle, could be 2. Hodge able to leg it out, but they get the runner at second, 2 down.
A nice play by Mia Williams. First, this ball looked like it might get through, but Williams had been playing up the middle. She's going to grab it, step on the back of the bag. Lucky that throw didn't get away from her. Great effort.
Runners on the corners, 2 down, top of the order. Jada Hansen's 0 for 2 with a walk. Fly ball to center, and Falby's under it. Just missed it. Stays in the yard for the Gators. How about a little home run chart for you? 4 of them today for Florida. Falby inside the park. Reagan Walsh, a 3-run shot, and 2 of those belong to Skylar Wallace. Solo and a 2-run job, and that's why Florida has the lead, and they are closing in on the if necessary game, trying to force that for tomorrow. Beth Mullins, along with our Olympic gold medalist Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, hitter, pitcher who could rake. They love this video.
Well, and I love Skylar Wallace's approach in this game. I mean, 2 home runs. She has so much talent, you guys, but it comes with the approach as well. Her sitting back on this changeup, understanding that she knew exactly how she was going to get pitched. To me, it's, yes, talent, the absolute capability of hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but how smart she is to have that approach.
Yeah, and how about for young pitchers? When you throw a really good pitch on the outer half and they don't budge at it, there's a good chance they're hunting something different. So
what about the fact that, with the exception of Walsh, both of those players, Falby and Wallace, were slumping badly before that, never wavered in their confidence that they could make a play. And they've done that here today. Actually started yesterday and has kicked up a notch here today.
Well, it's that belief system, right? You just have to go out there and keep believing, you know, have a short memory. Talk about it all the time. Is it memory of a goldfish? Something like that? 4-second memory.
It is 9-3 Gators. And they are 3 outs away. If this game goes to the 7th, Avery Gells
She's hitting for Reagan Walsh, who has only gone 3 for 3. Home run, 2 singles. Now
4 ribs.
Sits down for Avery Gels.
It's a good day at the office. If it gets to tomorrow, anybody be shocked if it's not Keegan Rothrock against Kelly Maxwell?
Yeah, I think you got to go with Rothrock if Florida pulls this one out.
Nice backhand by Sanders, diving over to tag the bag. 1 down.
It's a great job by Sanders. Patty Gasso said it. She's in the game. She's one of the best first basemen she's ever had. You know, even playing from that right side, we see a lot of first basemen typically left-handed, but she is quick to get to the ball, quick to know where she's at on the field, and intuitive to know that the only way she was going to get that out is to dive for the bag.
There's Katie Kistler. Gators have scored in every inning so far. Boone, 2 down. Hit back-to-back home runs in the second. Walsh had the 3-run home run in the 4th, and then Schuyler a 2-run home run in the 5th. Tiare Jennings, a 2-run home run today for Oklahoma. She is coming up in the 7th inning. Pinch hitter here is Bailey Goddard, the redshirt senior out of Orange Park, Florida. Patty Gasso wants to talk with Deal. And we've got a pitching change coming up. Carly Keeney coming on. We'll take a break here at the Women's College World Series. Back in a moment.
Those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of what are
Texas. The Longhorns beat Kennedy in the opener here on Thursday night, so they will see each other again. Texas needs 1 win tonight. Stanford needs a win tonight and a win in the elimination game tomorrow if necessary. Carly Keeney's your new pitcher. Senior transfer from Liberty. And with 2 down, she'll face the pinch hitter, Bailey Goddard. Her 3rd appearance of the NCAA tournament as Deal is back in the dugout, 3 2/3 of work.
Sure, a lot of people are asking, well, why Keeney? I mean, if the score stays as it is, Oklahoma's got 3 outs left. But to me, this is an opportunity just to throw Keeney in there to see who else can I throw if Maxwell gets into trouble tomorrow.
She's liked Keeney behind Maxwell a lot. Kirsten Deal being another lefty is not someone she usually goes to.
Who else can I throw if Maxwell gets into trouble tomorrow?
She's liked Keeney behind Maxwell a lot. Kirsten Deal being another lefty is not someone she usually goes to.
Who else can I throw if Maxwell? Who else can I throw if Maxwell gets into trouble tomorrow?
She's liked Keeney behind Maxwell a lot. Kirsten Deal being another lefty is not someone she usually goes to.
So Kelly Maxwell, the likely starter tomorrow, if it goes there. He's 21-2 on the season. Kelly is 3-0 in the NCAA tournament and has been through as much in the last 12 months as anybody in softball in terms of dealing with some adversity after transferring from Oklahoma State to Oklahoma. Foul ball. Boy, what a turn from the bad weather earlier today. Beautiful sunny skies now at Devon Park.
Goddard saying it hit her. Tim's going to run in and ask. Next,
I think he wants to challenge this.
Florida's challenging if the batter was hit by a pitch.
Well, you got to remember, too, this is a pinch hitter. This is a senior. When she said it hit me, I mean, he's probably trying to do everything he can. Get her on base.
Oh, she leans into that. Did it hit her?
It's hard to tell if it's her on the leg.
I'm thinking, honestly, because she said it, that it had to have nicked it.
Call on the field is not hit by a pitch, so they would need evidence to change it. What do you got for us, Christy Cornwell, our rules analyst?
Well, they're going to be looking for two things, whether or not the ball was in the batter's box and hit the batter, or whether the batter leaned into it. I think we're going to uphold that call. I don't have it hitting her.
I think as a pinch hitter, you'd want to hit.
Yeah.
The call is upheld, not hit by a pitch.
And Goddard will get a chance to do that.
Well, that's a huge message to the pitcher, I think, saying, you know, Tim's shaking his head. But just, you know, I wanted to get on base by a hit by a pitch versus sometimes when it nicks you, when you want to hit, you're like, just let it go.
All right, so full count with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, struck her out. 9-3 Gators, last chance coming up for Oklahoma and Tiare Jennings. Otherwise, we're going to pearl. Jennings for the Sooners, and she's been doing this a lot lately.
2 home runs, 2 games. Take it back to Saturday against UCLA. This was the difference in the game. They won that game 1-0 on a Tiare Jennings home run, and then today in the 5th inning, this one a 2-run shot. Very similar, though, line drive shots. Tiare Jennings, 97 home runs in her career. She
over 300 hits, over 300 runs batted in, close to 100 home runs. Sooners, though, got to try and dig out of a big hole. Florida, 9 runs on 10 hits. Keegan Rothrock has gone the distance in the circle. The freshman looking for her 33rd win of the season. As Florida tries to snap Oklahoma's 20-game winning streak in the NCAA tournament and force an, if necessary, winner-take-all game tomorrow afternoon. Oklahoma has gotten the lead off the board 4 of the 6 innings thus far. Jennings, Parker, and Brito do up.
Ball inside.
And a walk to Jennings. Make that 5 of 7 innings. The leadoff aboard.
Nobody for OU to 5. Parker.
And now for OU, time to play past the bat. Parker a strikeout, but then a couple of singles her last time up.
Both her hits in the mid-70s. That's home run type exit velocity. She does a really good job of staying inside the softball.
Parker, line drive to Gales, double play.
Wow, and both of those hard hits that Parker had, she was really getting extended on. This is a pitch on the inner half, and she just blasts this. Exit velocity on this one as well is off the charts, but right to Avery Gales, who's perfectly positioned. Picks out the line drive, doubles up Tiare Jennings.
Last out now to work with. Here's Brito. There have been stumbles along the way in this Oklahoma three-peat. 2 years ago, they lost twice in the World Series and still got through to win it. 2022, they lost a game and still got through to win it. Last year, they swept the field to win the championship. Powered by 4 home runs today for Florida. Trying to hand these seniors what would be just their 4th NCAA tournament loss in 4 years. Second walk of the inning. There's Cassidy Pickering.
Now batting left fielder number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
For 2 with a walk today. And 17 pitches today for Rothrock, who would likely get the call again tomorrow, and now has Oklahoma down to its final strike. Count.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Probably would have been ball 4.
On deck, Texas, Stanford, 7 Eastern tonight. 3-2 pitch. draws another walk.
3 walks in the inning.
And here comes Chelsea Dobbins out to talk. Tim Walton will chat with the defense. Patty Gasso with her hitter, Kinsey Hansen, and the base runners. Everybody's huddling up. What are you guys looking forward to tonight? Texas, Stanford.
Adjustments, I think, for Nyjah against their offense, because they're kind of one-on-one against Nyjah. They've played each other 3 times.
Yep, saw each other in the regular season.
Yeah, Nyjah herself has beat them, and they've beat her. So there's adjustments that she's going to make against the Texas offense.
Yeah, and I think for Texas pitching, Stanford's been hitting the ball well here, so they're going to have to be on point as well. Limit free passes. I think teams are swinging it well. You gotta make them earn it.
Looks like some burnt orange. Yep. Rolling in. Texas only needs to win once to advance to the series.
Oh.
Rothrock struggling to find the strike zone here to close this out.
Very patient Oklahoma team. Do a lot of things right, but having double the amount of walks and strikeouts.
Oh, confirmed.
Just getting word too now that game tonight has been switched over to ESPN for your viewing pleasure.
Awesome.
Grady Show on dirt. 2-0 to Hansen.
Ball.
He's been consistent that side of the plate. He just will not call.
And more so to lefties. He hadn't been as tight to righties, but
nothing going on in the pen for the Gators.
Strike zone should never disappear in the 7th inning.
Wow, that one got away. 4 straight pitches. Bases are loaded. Chance of Boone coming out of the Oklahoma.
This game
faithful. She's coming up.
Goes to tomorrow. Just the fact that every batter that gets up for the Sooners gets another look at Keegan Rothrock, who's most likely going to start tomorrow. So 4th time through the order, and now getting down to the bottom of the order. So everyone getting more looks.
She's trying to throw a little bit more rise ball, but she just has not been getting that call.
Now getting down to the bottom of the order. So everyone getting more looks.
She's trying to throw a little bit more rise ball, but she just has not been getting that call. There's a lot of curveballs earlier. And more importantly, Oklahoma's just disciplined. They're not biting on anything up in the zone.
Well, that double play is huge right now. Earlier in the inning, the bases are loaded for Riley Boone with 2 outs.
Ball's outside.
1-1. Season high 7 walks for Rothrock today. Boone swinging away. On the move is Kessler, and she makes the catch on the warning track. And the streak comes to an end. 20 NCAA tournament wins in a row, and Florida ends it as they beat Oklahoma here in the national semifinals, and they force the if-necessary game tomorrow. Florida and Oklahoma. The winner will go to the championship series.
Well-executed game for the Gators.